If people are not treating you with respect, it's not bad luck. It's the identity you're showing them. Because the truth is, you can't demand high-value treatment while showing up like you've been through a tornado, unwashed, and eating like your glow is optional. Why looking good is undeniably powerful. Part 2. Hello, beautiful thinkers. Welcome back to our Thinking Lab, the only channel that covers science, ancient wisdom, and biblical scriptures, and where we stop blaming our genetics, our hormones, and our exes, and start fixing the things we actually control. Today we're talking about the most underrated beauty secret on the planet: hygiene and grooming. Yes, the basics. They're not costly, just discipline. Stay tuned, because I prepared some habits and practical routines you can apply today. Now, let's dive in. The hygiene glow up. The simple, embarrassing habits, quietly ruining your skin, energy, and the confidence. Chapter 1. The truth nobody wants to admit. Let's start with a universal fact. Most people don't have a skincare problem. They have a hygiene problem. You can buy the $90 serum. You can do the 12-step routine, a $500 perfume. You can manifest clear skin under a full moon. But if your armpits are smelling like the overflown sewer, none of it matters. We're going back to basics. Yes, we get dirty sometimes, because we're human, and humans love shortcuts, denial, and pretending it's not that bad. Let's be honest. We've all had that moment where we skip one shower, then two. Then suddenly we're walking around the house smelling like ambition, stress, and a hint of forgotten deodorant. You sit down on the couch, wrapped in a blanket that now smells like you plus consequences, scrolling your phone like nothing is wrong. Then you shift positions, a breeze hits, and you think, who is that? Oh, it's me. I'm the problem. You're not depressed. You're not unmotivated. You're just one hot shower away from rejoining society. And the worst part? You still put on perfume, like it's going to fix the situation. Darling, that's not layering. That's called marinating with a vomit on the side. Chapter 2. The scientific basis. Hygiene regulates your biology. Physical hygiene isn't just about smelling good. It's about keeping your body in a state your brain can function in. Number 1. Science shows the following. Clean skin equals fewer bacteria equals less inflammation. Inflammation affects everything: mood, energy, hormones, and skin clarity. Perfume can't hide the truth. If you didn't shower, really shower, with soap including the private areas, the room will know. A proper wash removes odor-causing bacteria and clears away dead skin cells that naturally build up through a process called desquamation, which keeps your skin healthy and prevents trapped sweat and odor. Showering regulates the nervous system. Warm water activates the parasympathetic system, the rest and restore mode. Cleanliness supports melatonin production. A clean body and clean sleep environment reduce cortisol, allowing melatonin to rise on time. Hygiene reduces cognitive load. When your body feels clean, your brain stops scanning for threats and shifts into clarity. In simple terms, cleanliness is a biological reset button. Number 2. Ancient wisdom. Cleanliness as alignment. Across ancient cultures, hygiene wasn't vanity. It was energetic alignment. Ancient Greeks. The Greeks believed caring for the body was part of caring for the soul. Bathing was a ritual of renewal, clarity, and dignity. To them, a clean body creates a clean mind. Ancient Chinese philosophy. In Chinese traditions, cleansing rituals balance qi, the life force. Water symbolized the following: reset, flow, and release of stagnant energy. A clean body meant unblocked energy, which meant better health and emotional balance. The universal ancient truth is, every culture understood. You cannot think clearly in a body that feels heavy, dirty, or neglected. Number 3, biblical wisdom. Cleanliness as reverence. Scripture consistently ties physical cleanliness to spiritual readiness, renewal, and honor. Examples include: number 1, ritual washings before prayer or entering sacred spaces. Number 2, cleansing as a symbol of purity, preparation, and respect. Number 3, the idea that the body is a temple, something to be cared for, not ignored. The message is simple. Cleanliness is a form of respect for God, for others, and for yourself. Biblical hygiene wasn't about perfection. It was about showing up with intention, order, and honor. The unified truth is, across science, ancient wisdom, and scripture, the message is the same. When you clean your body, you clean your mind. When you clean your environment, you calm your spirit. When you honor your physical self, everything else aligns. Hygiene is not shallow. It is biological regulation, energetic alignment, and spiritual reverence. It is the foundation of glow, wellness, and self-respect. How ancient rulers and biblical figures treated bathing as sacred. Across civilizations, the people with the most power, kings, queens, priests, and rulers, treated bathing as ritual, protection, and spiritual alignment, not vanity. Cleanliness was a sign of authority, purity, and divine favor. Here are the strongest examples. Number 1, ancient Egyptian royalty, bathing as divine purification. Egyptian queens and pharaohs bathed multiple times a day in scented waters, oils, and natron salts. Why? Because they believed the body of a ruler had to remain pure enough for the gods to dwell in. Cleopatra bathed in milk and honey as a ritual of renewal and sacred beauty. Priests shaved their entire bodies and bathed several times daily before entering temples. To them, cleanliness wasn't hygiene, it was holiness. Number 2, ancient Greek kings and leaders, bathing as mental clarity. Greek rulers and philosophers bathed before war councils, ceremonies, public speeches, athletic competitions. Bathing was seen as a way to reset the mind, sharpen judgment, and align body and soul. Hippocrates wrote that bathing restored balance, and balance was the foundation of wisdom. To the Greeks, a clean body created a clean mind, essential for leadership. Number 3, ancient Chinese emperors, bathing as energetic alignment. In ancient China, emperors bathed in herbal infusions to balance qi, the life force. Bathing was required before rituals, ancestral offerings, imperial ceremonies. A ruler with stagnant energy was believed to bring disharmony to the entire kingdom. To them, cleanliness kept the emperor's energy pure, which kept the empire stable. Number 4, biblical times, cleanliness as spiritual readiness. In scripture, physical washing was directly tied to spiritual purity, honor, and preparation. Priests in the Old Testament. Before entering the tabernacle, priests were commanded to wash their hands and feet. They shall wash with water, so that they may not die. Exodus 30:20. This wasn't hygiene, it was sacred obedience. Ritual bathing, mikvah. Kings, priests, and the faithful used the mikvah for purification, renewal, preparation for sacred duties. Cleanliness symbolized readiness to stand before God. King David. David wrote about being washed, cleansed, and renewed, linking physical washing to inner transformation. To biblical leaders, cleanliness was reverence, cleanliness was honor, cleanliness was spiritual alignment. Number 5, queens and noblewomen, cleanliness as dignity and power. Across cultures, queens bathed not for vanity, but for the following reasons. Number 1, ritual purity. Number 2, fertility and health. Number 3, symbolic renewal. Lastly, number 4, preparation for ceremony. A queen's cleanliness reflected the order and prosperity of her kingdom. To them, a clean body was a sign of a disciplined, elevated spirit. The unified truth is, across ancient civilizations and biblical history, the most powerful people understood cleanliness is not cosmetic. It is spiritual, energetic, and psychological alignment, such as it prepares the mind, it purifies the spirit, it strengthens authority, it honors the divine, it restores clarity, it signals dignity. Cleanliness was a sacred practice, not a chore. Chapter 3. 5 strongest advantages of physical hygiene and why they work. Number 1. Better skin plus reduced inflammation. Why it works. Clean skin removes bacteria, sweat, oil, and environmental toxins that trigger inflammation. Less inflammation means fewer breakouts, less irritation, and a brighter, more even complexion. In simple terms, your glow is a hygiene story before it's a skincare story. Your skin stops acting like it's in crisis mode. Why it works. When you actually wash your face, your pillowcase, and your life, your skin stops fighting bacteria like it's in a medieval battle. Savage truth. You don't need a $120 face serum. You need to stop letting your face marinate in yesterday's dilemma. Picture this. You're standing in the bathroom staring at your reflection like your skin personally betrayed you. You're blaming hormones, age, stress, the moon cycle, your ex, gluten, everything. Meanwhile, your skin is over there screaming, "Girl, I'm not breaking out. I'm defending myself." Because let's be honest, you haven't washed your pillowcase in, well, let's just say it's old enough to have memories. Your makeup brushes look seasoned, which is a cute way of saying they're holding bacteria like emotional baggage. And your face wash routine? Some nights you do it. Some nights you wipe with a tissue and hope for the best. Then you wake up shocked that your skin is acting like it's in a life and death mode. The embarrassing part? You start Googling mysterious adult acne causes, while your pillowcase is in the corner whispering, "It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me." One real cleanse, one fresh pillowcase, one clean brush later, and suddenly your skin is calm, glowing, and acting like it finally feels safe. Because it is. Number 2. Regulated nervous system plus better mood. Why it works. Warm showers activate the parasympathetic nervous system, lowering cortisol and calming the stress response. Cleanliness also reduces sensory overload, which helps the brain shift into clarity. In simple terms, a clean body signals safety to the brain, and safety creates peace. Picture this. You wake up already irritated, not because anything happened. You're just alive, and apparently that's enough. You're stomping around the house like someone stole your joy, your peace, and your last brain cell. Your coffee tastes wrong. Your hair feels disrespectful. Your phone rings and you're like, who dares? Your whole nervous system is in fight or flight over absolutely nothing. Then you realize you haven't taken a real shower in 2 days, not the quick rinse you do when you're pretending to be functional. A real shower. You finally step in, let the hot water hit your back, scrub and lather with your favorite soap, and suddenly your brain goes from burn it all down to maybe life isn't that bad. Your shoulders drop, your jaw unclenches, your soul reboots. You step out of the shower, feeling like a regulated adult instead of a gremlin. And the embarrassing part, you realize your bad mood wasn't spiritual, hormonal, or cosmic. It was just you needing to wash your body and reset your nervous system. One shower later, and you're smiling at the same people you were mentally fighting an hour ago. That's the power of feeling and smelling fresh. Number 3, stronger immune system. Why it works. Good hygiene reduces exposure to harmful bacteria and viruses. Clean hands, clean skin lower the body's inflammatory burden, freeing the immune system to do its real job. Don't forget that your private parts need good washing too, because biologically speaking, the underarms and the genital area have apocrine sweat glands, which produce sweat that bacteria love. These apply to everybody, men and women. When that sweat mixes with bacteria, it creates odor. Spoiler alert, foul odor. Perfume doesn't remove bacteria, soap does. Washing those areas properly is not optional. It's the foundation of good hygiene. Here's the brutal and savage truth for our distinguished gentlemen. Don't get angry when your partner refuses to give you your favorite play. BJ. Why? It's a mix of rotten sweat, bacteria, and sewer down there. And human nature, it responds instantly to the difference between clean and covered up. Picture this. You show up to a big office meeting looking fine from a distance, but you know the truth. You skipped the shower, did a quick face splash, and told yourself, it's okay, I'll just drown myself in perfume. So you spray yourself like you're trying to fumigate against mosquitoes. But perfume can only make it worse, and none of it replaces actual washing with soap, especially in the areas that matter most for hygiene. You walk into the room smelling like a luxury fragrance layered over unwashed, smelly reality. Because the underarms and the genital area have sweat glands that produce odor when mixed with bacteria, and bacteria don't care how expensive your perfume is. They only respond to soap, water, and real cleaning, but you skip that part. So now the room is getting hit with a scent profile that says top notes, floral, middle notes, chaos, base notes, I neglected. People start subtly leaning away. Someone cracks a window. Someone else suddenly needs to grab something from their desk. Your manager avoids sitting next to you, like it's a strategic leadership decision. And you're sitting there thinking, why is everyone treating me differently today? Here's the nuclear level truth. You treated yourself like a low priority this morning, and everyone else is simply following your lead. You didn't shower. You didn't wash the areas that actually produce odor. You didn't respect your body enough to clean it properly. So human nature kicks in. People give you less respect, less warmth, less attention, less trust. Not because they're cruel, but because you told them, with your hygiene and your scent, I didn't prioritize myself today. Perfume cannot fix neglect. Deodorant can't erase avoidance. And no one is fooled by, oh dear, hope no one notices. Today, you didn't treat yourself like someone who matters. So the world didn't either. Number 4, better sleep, plus melatonin production. Why it works. A clean body and clean sleep environment reduce cortisol, allowing melatonin to rise naturally. Warm showers also drop your core temperature afterward, which signals the brain that it's time to sleep. In simple terms, cleanliness prepares your body for deep, restorative sleep, the foundation of beauty and emotional balance. Picture this. It's bedtime. You're exhausted, irritated, and ready to finally get some good sleep. You crawl into bed, and immediately your brain goes, let's overthink everything you've ever done. You toss, you turn, you flip the pillow to the cool side, like that's going to fix your entire life. Meanwhile, your body is trying to produce melatonin, but it's struggling because you haven't showered in 2 days. Your skin is covered in the day's stress. Your sheets smell like memories and mistakes. And your nervous system is still in fight or flight. Your body is literally whispering, sweetheart, I cannot relax in these conditions. Then you finally take a real shower, not the quick rinse, but the full shower. Hair, body, steam with matching fragrant salt bomb, the whole spiritual reset. You step out, clean, warm, moisturized, and suddenly your brain is like, oh, we're safe now. We can sleep. You get into fresh sheets and knock out like someone unplugged you from the wall. Embarrassing truth, you didn't have insomnia. You were just trying to sleep while marinating in cortisol and yesterday's bacteria. One real good shower equals melatonin finally doing its job. Finally, number 5. Higher self-respect plus emotional regulation. Picture this. You're having one of those days where everything annoys you. The way your partner chews, the way your coworker emails, the way gravity exists. You're snapping at everyone like they personally offended your ancestors. Meanwhile, you're walking around the house in a shirt that hasn't seen the washing machine since early this week. Your hair is in a bun that feels emotionally unstable, and you haven't done a real hygiene reset in, let's not count. You catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and think, why do I look like I'm going through something? Because you are. You're going through neglect. Your self-respect is trying to speak up like, hey, maybe we could shower, moisturize, brush our hair, do one thing that says we care about ourselves. But your mood is like, no, I choose chaos. Then you finally take a real shower. The kind where you wash your hair, exfoliate, moisturize, and put on clothes that don't have yesterday on them. Suddenly your whole personality changes. You're calmer, kinder, more patient, less likely to fight strangers in your mind. Because your nervous system isn't trying to regulate in a body that feels neglected. Embarrassing truth, you weren't in a bad mood. You were just overdue for basic self-respect maintenance. One hygiene reset later, and you're acting like the emotionally regulated queen you actually are. Why it works. Hygiene rituals create the following. Number 1, structure. Number 2, predictability. And number 3, a sense of control. Cleanliness reduces cognitive load and boosts self-perception, which improves confidence and emotional stability. In simple terms, when you care for your body, your mind stops fighting you and starts supporting you. The unified truth. Physical hygiene isn't shallow. It's biological regulation, emotional grounding, and spiritual alignment. It's the simplest way to reset your mood, your energy, your glow, and your sense of self. Chapter 4. The identity shift. Why cleanliness, self-care, and personal standards change how you see yourself and how the world sees you. When a woman takes care of her body, her hygiene, her environment, and her presentation, something deeper happens than looking clean. She undergoes an identity shift, a transformation in how she sees herself and how others respond to her. Here's the breakdown through every lens that matters. Number 1, science. Cleanliness changes your brain's self-perception. Science shows that when you care for your body, your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for decision-making and self-control, becomes more active. Your amygdala, fear, insecurity, emotional reactivity, calms down. Your dopamine system rewards you for taking care of yourself. This creates a loop. Clean body leads to regulated brain, leads to higher self-respect, leads to better behavior, leads to better boundaries. Your brain literally treats you like someone worth protecting when you treat yourself like someone worth caring for. Number 2, human nature. People respect what you respect. Humans are wired to respond to signals such as cleanliness, grooming, order, composure, presentation. These are primal cues of competence, stability, and self-worth. When you show up clean, polished, and intentional, people subconsciously think, she respects herself. She has standards. I should treat her accordingly. Respect from others begins with the signals you send about how you treat yourself. Picture this. You walk into a big office meeting, the kind with executives, name tags, catered breakfast, and people who iron their clothes on purpose. You stroll in looking like you lost a fight with your pillow. Your hair is giving, I slept on the wrong side of my life. Your clothes look like they were grabbed off the floor in the dark. And the scent, not terrible, but definitely, I skipped the shower and prayed deodorant would carry me through. Spoiler alert, it didn't. You sit down, open your laptop, and suddenly notice people subtly leaning back. Not dramatically, just enough to say, I respect myself too much to inhale this. Someone opens a window. Someone else offers gum, not kindly but urgently. The VP keeps glancing at you like you're a safety hazard. And you're sitting there thinking, wow, people are so mean and judgmental. No, sweetheart, this is human nature doing what human nature does. Because here's the savage truth. When you show up looking like you didn't respect yourself enough to shower, groom, or wear clean clothes, people assume you won't respect the work either. It's not personal. Number 5, grooming and dressing well, the fastest identity upgrade. When you're groomed and well-dressed, you're not trying too hard. You're declaring the following: I'm not available for disrespect. I'm not blending into the background. I'm not living at the level of my excuses. I'm a woman with standards. And the world adjusts, because identity isn't what you say you are. Identity is what you show you are. Picture this. You roll into work wearing the same comfortable outfit you've been emotionally attached to for 3 days. Your hair is giving, I brushed it, mentally. Your face is moisturized with nothing but hope. And your outfit? It's cleanish, but definitely saying, I did not expect to see anyone important today. Then, plot twist. Today is the day the important people show up. A surprise visit from upper management. Everyone suddenly looks polished, intentional, and ready for a promotion. You look like you came to pick up your final paycheck. People greet you with that polite smile that says, bless her heart, she tried. Meanwhile, the woman who actually made an effort to groom, dress well, and show up with intention, she's getting all the eye contact, all the respect, all the opportunities, and you're sitting there thinking, wow, favoritism. No, sweetheart. It's presentation, it's identity, it's human nature. Because here's the embarrassing truth. When you look like you respect yourself, people treat you like someone worth respecting. When you don't, people assume you're okay being overlooked. Grooming and dressing well are not vanity. They're the fastest way to upgrade how the world reads you. And today, you accidentally showed up as the before picture. Savage truth. Your clothes are speaking before you do. Make sure they're saying something you're proud of. The final cruel truth. A woman who is clean, groomed, and well-dressed isn't doing the most. She's doing what women with self-respect, dignity, and presence have done for thousands of years. You don't rise to your identity. You cleaned up. You dress to it. You groom to it. You show up to it. And then the world has no choice but to treat you accordingly. Chapter 7. Human Nature. People treat you. How you treat yourself. Why this happens. Why it feels unfair, and why it's actually human instinct, not judgment. Let's go layer by layer. Number 1. The brain reads signals, not intentions. Humans are wired to make instant judgments based on what they see, such as grooming, posture, cleanliness, clothing, energy. Why? Because your brain evolved to scan for the following. First, safety. Second, stability. Third, health. Fourth, competence. And fifth is social value. Your appearance and grooming are signals, not decorations. If you look like you take care of yourself, the brain reads, she's stable. She's disciplined. She respects herself. She's safe to trust. If you look neglected, chaotic, or unkempt, the brain reads the following. She's overwhelmed. She's not in control. She doesn't value herself. Approach with caution. This is biology, not cruelty. Ask yourself this simple question. Would you want to hang out with a dirty, smelly person? I think we can all agree with the universal truth answer. That would be a no. Number 2, humans mirror what you model. People subconsciously match the level of respect you show yourself. If you treat yourself like a priority, others treat you like one. If you treat yourself like an afterthought, others follow your lead. It's not personal, may sound cruel and judgmental, but it's mirroring behavior, a basic social instinct. People take cues from you about how to treat you. Number 3, grooming and presentation signal, emotional stability. Cleanliness, grooming and dressing well signals the following: self-control, emotional regulation, mental clarity, personal standards. Humans instinctively trust and respect people who appear regulated. It's not about beauty, it's about stability. Number 4, ancient wisdom always linked appearance to dignity. Across cultures, Stoics believed grooming was a moral duty. Greeks bathed before speaking or leading. Chinese philosophy tied grooming to life force alignment. Biblical tradition linked cleanliness to honor and readiness. For thousands of years, humans understood how you present yourself is how you honor yourself, and the sad truth we still manage to ignore and neglect. Number 5, biblical insight. Respect begins with stewardship. Scripture teaches that the body is a temple, not a storage unit. Cleanliness and presentation were signs of the following: reverence, readiness, identity, dignity. You weren't judged for being imperfect. You were judged for neglecting what God gave you. Number 6. So, is it unfair? Is it judgmental? Here's the savage truth. Yes, absolutely. It feels unfair, but it's not personal. It's instinct. People aren't judging your soul. They're responding to the signals your body and behavior are sending. Just like when you trust a clean restaurant more than a dirty one. You trust a tidy doctor's office more than a chaotic one. You trust a well-kept person more than someone who looks overwhelmed. It's not moral judgment. It's pattern recognition. Humans are wired to assess the following: does this person respect themselves? Are they safe? Are they stable? Can I trust them? Your grooming and presentation answer those questions before you speak. And human nature is simple. When you treat yourself like an afterthought, people treat you like one too. Number 7, the identity shift, the real point. When you elevate your grooming, hygiene, and how you dress, you're not trying to impress anyone. You're sending a message. I respect myself. I value myself. I am someone to treat with dignity. And the world mirrors that back. Because identity is not what you say. Identity is what you signal. The moment of truth. It's not unfair. It's not judgmental. Yes, it feels cruel and sad, but it's human nature. People treat you according to the level of respect you visibly give yourself. And when you raise that level, your entire life shifts with it. Picture this. You walk into a room wearing the same "I'm just running errands" outfit you've been wearing for 3 days. Your hair is in a bun that looks like it's holding trauma. Your shirt has that one mysterious stain you keep pretending is just water. You smell fine. Not great, not terrible, just present. You're hoping people will see your heart, your intentions, your soul. But human nature kicks in before your personality does. People look at you and think, she doesn't take herself seriously, so why should I? Not because they're mean, not because they're judgmental, but because humans are wired to read signals, not excuses. Meanwhile, you're confused, genuinely confused, about why. People talk over you. No one listens the first time. You get treated like background noise. You feel invisible. But then, the next day you actually shower and cleaned. You're well groomed. You moisturize, and you put on clean, presentable clothes that fit your body and your standards. You walk in smelling fresh, clean like intention, and looking like you respect yourself. Suddenly people make eye contact, speak to you differently, listen more carefully, treat you with more warmth and respect. And you're like, wow, people are nicer today. No, darling. People are responding to the version of you that showed up. Because human nature is simple. When you treat yourself like someone worth respecting, the world follows your lead. When you don't, the world mirrors that too. It's not unfair, it's instinct. And the embarrassing truth? You didn't change your personality. You just changed your presentation, and your identity shifted with it. Chapter 8. Here's the 5 savage hygiene plus grooming habits. The Stop Embarrassing Yourself edition. Number 1. The shower before you show up. Rule. What to do? Shower before work. Not rinse. Not wipe with a washcloth. A real legitimate shower. Why it works. Because your co-workers can smell you, and they will talk about it. Deodorant is not a shower. Perfume is not a shower. Cologne is not a shower. Savage truth. If you spray perfume on top of funk, you don't smell better. You smell like floral disappointment. Rotten. Number 2. The fresh breath contract. What to do? Brush your teeth, scrape your tongue, floss, mouthwash, and carry gum or mints. Why it works? Bad breath cancels out every good quality you have. People will avoid talking to you, even if they love you. Savage truth. If your breath can peel paint, no one is listening to your ideas. Number 3. The daily fresh base. Clean clothes only. What to do? Fresh underwear, fresh top, fresh socks, clothes that don't smell like yesterday's stress. Why it works? Fabric holds odor, bacteria, and vibes. Clean clothes instantly elevate how people perceive your presence. Savage truth. If your shirt smells like your bed needs washing. And so do you. Number 4. The 60-second grooming check before leaving the house. What to do? Brush and fix your hair, clean face or with light makeup, clean nails, brush your teeth, clean ears for wax. Add a simple or your signature scent. Why it works? These micro cues signal competence, stability, and self-respect. Now, people treat you better when you look like you treat yourself well. Savage truth. If you look like you just escaped a crime scene, people will treat you like you did. Number 5. The weekly reset hour. The stop living in chaos routine. What to do? Wash hair, exfoliate, shave or groom, trim nails, change sheets, clean makeup brushes, wipe your phone and tidying up the home. Why it works? Your environment and body stop working against you and start supporting your identity. Savage truth. Your phone has more bacteria than a public restroom, and you press it against your face. Think about that. Be honest. Which one are you guilty of? Showing up unshowered, masking funk with perfume, forgetting your breath, or eating like your immune system is a side character. Drop your confession on the comment section below. No judgment, just accountability. Because the truth is, self-respect starts with how you treat your body. And yes, that includes what you put inside it too. The final savage truth. You can't manifest confidence while smelling like I'll shower tomorrow. You can't demand respect while your breath is fighting for its life. You can't spray perfume on top of neglect and call it self-care. Shower first, groom second, perfume last, respect always. When you treat yourself like someone worth respecting, the world has no choice but to follow your lead. We reached our closing. If this episode enlightened you, hit subscribe so we can continue on creating valuable insights. Like and share this to a friend or family who needs to be reminded of basic habits. Nothing personal, but just a lovely reminder. When you elevate your hygiene, your grooming, your environment, and your standards, you're not just clean. You are declaring the following: I respect myself. I value my presence. I honor my body. I choose dignity. I am someone worth caring for. And the world mirrors that back to you. Because identity is not what you say you are. Identity is what you consistently do. Cleanliness is the simplest, most immediate way to shift your identity from I'm surviving to I'm worthy. I'm overwhelmed to I'm in command. I'm invisible to I'm a woman with presence. The unified truth: respect from others begins with self-respect. Self-respect begins with dignity. Dignity begins not only with how you care for your body, but also to your home, your environment. Cleanliness is not shallow. It is psychological alignment, spiritual reverence, ancient wisdom, and human nature all agreeing on one thing. A woman who respects herself becomes a woman others cannot ignore. You're not trying to glow, but you do. You don't have to be perfect, that, as if you're attending a grand presidential ballroom. But it's the intention polished. And remember a basic simple protocol. Dress for the occasion. To all our beautiful thinkers, remember to check our previous episode, Why Looking Good is Undeniably Powerful, which this episode is tied to. At the end of the day, your hygiene, your grooming, and the way you show up aren't little habits. They are the loudest, clearest announcement of who you believe you are, because the world isn't responding to your potential, your intentions, or your heart. The world is responding to the identity you broadcast through your standards. When you walk in clean, groomed, fresh, and intentional, you're not just smelling good. You're signaling self-respect, emotional regulation, and dignity. You're telling people, this is how I treat myself, so this is how you will treat me. Guess what? Human nature listens. So here's the final savage truth. You don't rise to the level of your dreams. You rise to the level of your standards. Clean body, fresh breath, groomed presence, clothes that say you care. A woman who respects herself before she asks the world to. That's the identity shift. That's the glow up. That's the version of you people cannot ignore. And once you start showing up like that, the world has no choice but to rise to meet you. Show up clean, well-groomed, intentional, and presentable, and watch how fast your confidence rises. But remember, the real glow starts from the inside, because no routine can outshine a body fueled by a healthy diet. Thank you for stopping by at our thinking lab, where we just don't glow from the inside and out, but we grow beautifully. Until next time, stay grounded, stay healthy, stay powerful, stay beautiful.